So we're going to be modifying one of the tables. So we have to go back to the SQL Server project. So that was called Contasa University Data. So that is what I'm going to open. And the one we're going to modify is student. And what we're going to do is add middle name. That is the only thing we're changing. You can manually type it if you want. It's going to go between first name and enrollment date. Or if you don't like manually typing, you can certainly copy and paste. But we do need to save this, and then we have to press F5 to deploy. And it did say it succeeded. So we're going to look over here at the Object Explorer. Just going to verify that that new column is in our student table. And I do see it. Okay, so that all looks good. And I do not see that it created a new database. Let's double check here. It did not. Occasionally, it does create a new database, which can be problematic. So if that happened, you'd probably want to delete the old one and rename the new one, because our connection string is using the name. So it's a problem if it creates a new one. So at this point, we have the new column in our database project, and we have run the build and we've deployed. And so at this point, I need to open my app back up. So let me go over here because I don't have that new column in my app yet. Lots of Contasos here. So Contaso site is the one that we're working on. And anytime you make a change to your database, what you end up having to open is the whatever your model is called, the EDMX file. It doesn't matter what the name is. The ending is EDMX. That is what you need to open, because that has your little ER diagram in it. And this does not have the change yet. So what we need to do is right click in this window, and we have to update the model from the database. And now it's just verifying all of our connection information. And that should not have changed. So I'm going to go ahead and click on next. And then let's choose, actually we want to refresh. And the table we're refreshing is student, because that is the one that changed. So I'm going to click on finish. And now I do see my new column. So let us click on save. And let's see, actually, I do not want to do that. I'm going to run a build. All right, so the problem we have right now is our student controller and the student views do not have the middle name. So what we're going to do is we're going to regenerate them. So I'm just going to right click on the student controller and I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to come down here and right click on the students folder in my views. And I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going to right click on controllers, add, and new scaffolded item. We want MVC 5 controller and views using entity framework. And it's the student one that we need to regenerate. So I'm going to go ahead and click on add. And we'll run a little build. And let's deploy here. Let's run this. And when we take a look at student, we should see that middle name display. There it is. It has nothing in it. And we'll go ahead and change it. Okay, and our create should have it as well. Now, if you don't like the order of these, then you can change that over in the view. Okay, it just kind of stuck it on the end. But we're going to leave it that way for now. And we're going to exit out of here. So the next thing we're going to do is add data annotations and validation to our models. But we have to do it a little different than we did with code first. And the next video will walk you through that.